The question is the German asylum policy efficient enough, or is there a way to improve it? To get into the topic, who is a refugee? A refugee is someone who has been forced to flee from his or her country because of persecution, war, or violence. A persecution is based on race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. What does a refugee's journey look like? Many refugees from Middle East cross various other countries to get to Europe. Refugees pay a high amount of money to human traffickers who get the refugee there. The journey of many includes a boat journey over the Mediterranean Sea. The refugees who cross the sea have to sit in small boats where capacities are overloaded. The conditions are really bad, the people freeze, dehydrate, and have to starve during the journey. Many boats sink on the way, which makes it the deadliest route to come to Europe. Only in the month of April, around 700 refugees drowned in the sea. Refugees who come to Europe over land routes also face risks. Most of them come through Turkey into the EU. This way it is safer, although still a number of refugees die from exhaustion or drown in rivers they have to cross. When they finally made their way to Germany, they mainly end up in refugee camps, where refugees live together on small space. From the moment on the refugees cross the German border, they have the chance to apply for asylum. How does the application process look like? In the initial stage, the refugees apply for asylum through a registration form that is handed in with the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees (BAMF). The form will then be examined and a decision is made. During the decision process, the refugee is permitted to reside in Germany. The decision process includes a hearing, which is an interview between the BAMF staff and the asylum applicant. If the asylum application is accepted, the person grants an asylum status. Those who are granted refugee status receive a temporary residence permit. The asylum applicant whose application is rejected is required to leave the country. What rights do asylum applicants have? German law states what asylum seekers can and cannot do. Asylum seekers are placed in housings where each applicant must receive 6.5 square meters. For daily needs such as food, they receive food packages, coupons, or cash. They are not allowed to work in their first 3 months in Germany. Afterwards, the situation doesn't get much easier, since employers must first take on German workers, EU nationals, or recognized refugees. Contingent refugees have the right to unemployment benefits or other social welfare benefits like German citizens. What support do they receive from the government? Asylum seekers receive financial support that is adapted to the family status. According to the Asyl LBLG, paragraph 3, a single person is granted €346 a month, and for every child there is an additional amount provided. The government pays for the housing and provides the cost of living. They help with the translation of documents, go to doctor's appointments with the asylum seekers, and help with grocery shopping. Some support is guaranteed through volunteers. What is done concerning integration? There are language courses offered. The children are sent to schools to be integrated within the society and to learn German. The contact with local people is essential for integration. Therefore, asylum seekers are introduced to local people within sports clubs or other groups. What do German political parties think of the situation? The CDU states that the German Willkommenskultur needs to be strengthened to attract more foreigners and migrants. The SPD says that there need to be new ways of legal and permanent immigration that are not only oriented towards highly qualified manpower. The Grünen point out that immigration is important to all EU member states, not only Germany, in order to compensate the decreasing working force. Qualifications should be easier approved. The FDP aims for a Europe-wide system for immigration and the introduction of transparent point system like the one in Canada. It is our considered opinion that Germany already took big steps towards an efficient system to handle the flood of refugees. Nevertheless, there is space for improvements. The way asylum applications are handled needs to be faster, since many people wait for long times for the decision made concerning their stay or deportation. Limitations concerning work should be minimized or erased. Refugees can be considered as additional working force. As the German population gets older and older, new workers are needed. They will invest their money in Germany, and the German economy can be strengthened with the additional workers. The point system like the one that is applied in Canada is not a solution for Germany. As it measures the value of a refugee by its qualifications, it will exclude a high number of people from being granted asylum. Everyone should have equal chances of asylum based on the official grounds. In conclusion, we can say that Germany is on a good way to have an efficient asylum policy. However, improvements can be made, as every person should have equal rights and an equal value in front of the government. Refugees should feel safe and welcomed in Germany, and no one should be considered as illegal.